Hey gamers, welcome to Gaming is for Girls. The podcast is more chaotic than trying to play Mario Kart with your grandma. I'm your host, Maya the Menace, here to bring you the latest gaming news, hot takes, and probably some questionable strategies. So grab a snack, adjust your headsets, and let's get into today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to Gaming is for Girls. Welcome back to another episode. This is episode 4. I'm really excited to share this episode with you. This is going to be my first history based episode where we'll talk about history of a certain genre of video games. So I'm very excited. I had a lot of fun putting this episode together, doing the research and the studying on the history of games for this, and I'm really excited to share what I found with you. So I hope you're excited because I am. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. And please make sure that you leave a review on whatever listening platform you're listening to the podcast on, whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other podcasting service that you're using. Please share this podcast with a fellow gamer so we can grow our community. And before we start, I wanted to share that our Patreon is live. It is patreon.com/themenaces. Our Patreon members will get bonus episodes of Gaming is for Girls, and they will also get access to the content polls to decide what we talk about in future episodes, and they also get access to the Gaming is for Girls book club discussion board. So I will talk about the Gaming is for Girls book club later in the episode, but our Patreon will be down in the description, patreon.com/themenaces. So with that being said, let's jump right into this exciting episode. On this episode of Gaming is for Girls, we're going to be shining a spotlight on a very unique genre of games: visual novels. For my gamer girlies who are familiar with visual novels, I hope you're excited for this episode because I really love visual novels and I'm really excited to talk about them. So visual novels, visual novels have captivating storylines, memorable characters, and very interactive narratives for the user. Wow, I can't talk today, probably because I haven't drank my water. It's right here on the table. I'm going to take a sip. So, for the people who are not well versed on what visual novels are, okay, I just can't do this today. Man, my body just making noises. The Wikipedia definition of a visual novel is a form of digital interactive fiction. Visual novels combine elements of literature and interactive storytelling where users can make choices that impact the outcome of the game. So now that we know what a visual novel is, let's dive into the history of visual novels, which dates back to 1983 from the game The Portopia Serial Murder Case, which was designed by Yuji Horii and published by Enix. The game was very well received in Japan for its storytelling elements, and in 1988, the game Snatcher arrived to the scene. This game was written and designed by Hideo Kojima and was developed and published by Konami. In 1996, the visual novel A Girl Who Chanced Love at the Bound of This World was released. It was developed and published by Elf Corporation and is their most famous visual novel to this day. This title was a milestone in the visual novel industry because of its automatic diverge mapping system, or ADMS, which allowed the player access to see the direction they were heading along the different plot lines. So essentially, it was letting the player know when a choice made would affect the storyline. According to Nintendo Life, the modern visual novel genre would simply not exist without Uno. Similar timeline systems appeared later in role-playing games such as Radiant Historia, which came out in 2010, and Tactics Ogre, which also came out in 2010. Outside of Japan, translations of visual novel titles into other languages were rare until the release of the Nintendo DS. Titles such as Capcom's Ace Attorney, which was released on Game Boy in 2001 and later on Nintendo DS in 2005, and Level 5's Professor Layton, which came out in 2007, are attributed with the rise of the adventure game visual novel genre. So that was a little history on visual novels. Now we're going to explore different diverse narratives. So I'm going to get into a few of the visual novel series that have sold over 100,000 copies. So these are the best-selling paid visual novels. So starting off with our series, that's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining me, and be sure to subscribe or follow my podcast on whatever platform you're listening on so you never miss a menacing moment. Be sure to leave a review of the podcast and also hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at Gaming is for Girls. It's a big help and it means oh so much to me. Thanks again, and remember, gaming is for everyone, especially the girls. Bye guys.